I want to welcome everyone here today for this beginning of a women's assembly, Working Women's Assembly, where we're going to hear voices of women who are living the struggle every day of their lives. That's right. And also we're going to be hearing from women who are here, who have been activists for either a short time or a long time, who want to show political solidarity with all of the women who are struggling against war, against occupation, for a decent wage, especially $15 minimum wage, which is a big struggle in this country today that we are part of, and we're going to be hearing from some of those women today. Struggling for the right to unionize, struggling for food, struggling for housing, struggling for education, for
everything, yes.
Struggling for reproductive rights, for LGBTQ rights, for every right that are human rights, because we feel in our coalition that every issue is a women's issue.
These people died, these women and men died here because of the wealthy few, because of them allowed to be running rampant without even having to register as a business, without even having any consideration of the workers there, and also they were against the workers trying to organize. I wish I could say that this was the first and last time that people burned up in a fire, but or had unsafe conditions in their workplace, but it is not. If you are working someplace, whether it's unionized or not, you need to know what your rights are, you need to organize, and you need to be the enforcer in your workplace and make the employer do the right thing.
I'm really honored to be here today to honor the lives of women who came before us, who, you know, as we continue our struggles, we follow in their legacy as well. So I'm going to read these 10 names. Julia Abertstein, age 30. Rosie Bassino, age 31. Mary Herman, age 40. Nettie Lefkowitz, age 28.
Presente!
Presente!
Thank you, Lalani.
Jenny Levin, age 19. Israel Rosen, age 17. Rosie Sorkin, age 18.
I want to honor women who senselessly died in the Triangle fire, which should never have ever happened and never should happen again. Anna Redito, 25 years old. Anna Cohen, 25 years old.
Presente.
Mary Forrester, 25 years old.
Presente.
Maria Monaro, 27 years old.
Presente.
Just as in 1911, 146 workers died here. Just in 2012, 112 workers died in a Bangladeshi garment factory as the building burned down and their supervisors told them they had to remain at their posts as their fire alarms went off. These things are still happening today. And then just 5 months later, again in Bangladesh, a factory collapsed and killed 1,100 workers. That's 1,100 workers that all died, even though they knew that the building was not up to code, because their bosses said that they had to still show up for work. And so tragedies like this are not inevitable.
I attend CUNY. I'm a senior at City College. It's funny how they raised the bounty for Asada Shakur, but they're naming the social. at the same time they named the Social Divisions Department the Colin Powell Center. Colin Powell. We know that the U.S. military is one of the major actors in committing some of the most heinous crimes against women.
We stand together today in commemoration of International Women's Workers' Day. Today, in the very site where 104 years ago, we had so many women who perished in a fire that should never happen. On behalf of the Dominican Women Coalition, the National Organization for Women in your state, we demand equal pay for equal jobs.
We've got to make this May Day a May Day where all the struggles that women and workers worry about, whether it's the crisis in Detroit, which is coming to New York City, or whether it's the unemployment issue, or whether it's the homeless issue, whether it's the horrific detentions and deportations of our people, or whether it's the fact that the police have a war against our black and brown sisters and brothers, a war that doesn't stop, We've got take these issues, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, the Ukraine, Honduras, all of that. If they found $15 billion to give to the goddamn Klan in the Ukraine, then they can find $15 billion for the people.
May they wear Union Square! May they wear Union Square!
Bodies are being piled on top of each other and being burned like trash at a dump. That is the point at which humanity has reached now. Can we even call it humanity? When young women are being beaten and raped just because of what they stand for, when children become orphaned, we hide behind the screen, reading the words and listening to the news we've become numb to.
Stand for the Egyptian woman!
Stand for Egyptian women!
Stand for Egyptian woman!
Stand for Egyptian women!
Gabrielle in New York stands in solidarity with women workers every day, not just today. We are living in a world full of powerful corporations that see workers as commodities, not human beings. The cheaper they come, the better the profit margin. We are living in a world with governments and global organizations like the WTO. How many of you heard of the WTO? They're convening to create policies like NAFTA, like the TPP, that allow multinational corporations to extract and exploit natural resources in an unregulated manner, causing environmental pollution and degradation and leaving the people unable to survive in their home countries.
If this system is not creating jobs, you have to make these low-wage jobs livable wage jobs. I don't see any kind of job creation going on. They lied to you with these damn BLS report. Every time they're saying it's getting better, it's not getting better, it's getting worse. I work in the subway system. I see homeless women and children sleeping on the train 3 o'clock in the morning with blankets because they have nowhere to go. The shelters are full. We need to really be in the streets.
I feel wonderful. Me siento excelente. And you know why I feel wonderful? Because I'm in power. Because I'm in resistance. Just like all of you who are here. These amazing faces from Egypt, from Asia, from Latin America, from Africa, from the United States. All these empowered women. Anti-imperialist women. Anti-capitalist women. Revolutionary women.
Observe us carefully. Today we are dressed as soldaderas. Soldaderas are Mexican women, campesinas, who took part in the revolution in Mexico from 1910.
We have to be proud of the gate of this revolution in which women gave their heart. Repeat after me. Viva Mexico!
Viva Mexico!
Viva la revolución! Viva la resistencia!
Viva la resistencia!
Soldaderas de la mujer campesina.
What do we do?
where to go with it.
If you're going to protect our women, say, oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. If you're excited to get this party started, stomp your feet 3 times. That's not 3 times, but keep on stomping. That's fantastic.
We have another role model here with us today. Another freedom fighter, another courageous woman, another liberator, okay? Another spirit who's so necessary in this world. And she is here with us by the name of Liz Stewart.
You all know, and I'm using a Texas phrase, the you all, know I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. You and there's a guy in the back there somewhere in a gray shirt that stood in front of the White House, a term he despises, but at any rate, in the 104-degree weather of summer in D.C., carrying my picture and talking to everybody who would listen to get me to come back home. And mighty Goliath fell. And here I am today.
Somebody has a dirtier mouth than me that I'm going to call up. This is my bestest sister, Pam Africa. Pam Africa, stand up for Pam Africa. She's a survivor. She's the leader of those who another government in another city thought it was fine to bomb a whole damn block to get at some people that they didn't like their politics and their lifestyle. Mumia is behind bars and has been behind bars. Pan Africa and the committees that she's formed, both here in this country and throughout the world, are the reasons why our brother Mumia is not dead. That's right. But we still have unfinished business because he needs to be out. Sister Pan Africa. I'm always at war. As y'all know, Mumia is taking the headlines. And we got to be very careful about, it was Gil Scott-Heron who said the revolution will not be televised. And that's just it. Who's responsible for Mumia being out of jail is the people. The people that was united and never backed the fuck down off these people.
I went on the Coalition for the Homeless website yesterday, which is sometimes better than Department of Homeless Services. So I was in the system for 3.5 years. Today's the 8th. So in 5 days, I will have lived in an SRO for a year. But I'm still not in permanent housing. HRA considers it temporary. I'm still visiting my belongings in storage. Between what they pay to keep me warehoused and keep my 1-bedroom apartment in storage, could have paid my $950 rent for 12 years. So you see what's going on in the city. And this year, if they didn't do it last year, this year they're going to spend $1 billion to keep folks warehoused.
If you go through the housing court, particularly in Manhattan, which I'm more familiar with, and you look at the list of holdovers, it's almost mind-blowing. All of those people are destined to lose their housing out of public housing. And the interesting piece to this is that public housing has thousands of vacant apartments.
Trabajé 8 años.
I worked 8 years
en el bakery, Kenny Bakery en el Alto Manhattan, Diamond Street.
at the Kenny Bakery in Diamond Street in Upper Manhattan.
Fue abusada.
I was abused.
Verbalmente.
Verbally abused.
Físicamente empujada, maltratada.
Physically pushed and mistreated.
No me pagaban salario mínimo.
I didn't even get minimum rate, wage.
Ni horas extras.
Forget about extra hours.
Simplemente me ponían doble y 3 tipos de trabajo al mismo tiempo.
Simply, I was there to do 2 and 3 different types of jobs all at the same time.
Por eso en este momento estoy aquí representando no solamente para mí, sino para todas las personas y todas las mujeres que trabajamos en tiempo completo en este país.
This is why I'm here today, not just representing myself, but I'm also representing all the women and all the people who work so hard in this country.
No somos ni santas ni putas, somos mujeres.
Okay, we are not saints and we are not bitches, we are just women.
Nuestra tarea es, especialmente nuestro grupo, Trabajadoras por la Paz, el Taller de Arte, la Peña del Bronce y todo lo que estamos por esos lados del sur.
Our job as organizations like La Peña del Bronce, Mujeres por la Paz, el Taller de Arte, all of us who are organized over there by the South,
es luchar dentro de nuestras propias organizaciones, movimientos, partidos contra el machismo, porque todavía existe muy fuerte el machismo.
We need to struggle within our own organizations against machismo, against sexism, because we know that this is going on within our own organizations.
En nuestras casas,
in our homes.
Es bien difícil porque si no somos capaces de construir una revolución en nuestra comunidad, en nuestro barrio, en nuestra casa, menos la podemos exigir para afuera.
It's not so easy because if we are not able to construct a revolution within our own homes, within our own community, we cannot do it anywhere else.
I look out all the women that have been struggling, all the newcomers that, such as myself, and say that we can do this and we have to teach each other, we have to work together. And this is why women must take the lead in class struggle to overthrow the ruling class and capitalism and empower ourselves and also teach men to do the right thing.
Yeah! Our mission is to build a movement for social justice and human rights for Asian American and Pacific Islander women and girls. Our 6 issue areas include civil rights, economic justice, education access, ending violence against women, health, and immigrant and refugee rights.
But we are here today because we refuse to tolerate inequality. Our women, we are not subservient. We are not weak. And as women and as humans, we deserve better.
Even today, we're sensationalized in so many levels, and folks need to understand that the trans community is very vital. We're a very viable community. Unfortunately, we live in a time where folks see some highly visible trans women and think things are better for us all. That is not the case.
Yo pertenezco a la comunidad garífuna en Honduras.
I belong to the Garífuna community in Honduras.
Recordemos de que solo nosotras somos las que construimos el mundo.
When we are feeling weak, remember that we are the ones that construct the world.
Siempre di a tu a ti mismo, soy mujer y yo puedo.
And always say to yourself, I'm a woman and I can. Thank you.
The International Migrants Alliance enjoins all migrants to turn our anger into collective actions to change the condition of millions of us who live and work with abuses, exploitation, and oppression. Almost half of the 232 million migrants worldwide are women. Migrants of the